The Tony Hawk franchise seemed to become like every other sports franchise. Every year they would introduce the same game more or less with one new feature to make the consumer feel like they're getting something new. Activision felt inclined to give the gamer something new within its gameplay as fans were enjoying the new generation of consoles. Project 8 introduced a brand new engine, but was it for the best? In my reviews, I've raved about the gameplay of Tony Hawk games. It's an arcade-style skateboarding game with over-the-top missions and action. Project 8's core gameplay wanted to make skateboarding feel more realistic. Instead, we were given this weird hybrid of an attempt to realism combined with an arcade-style skateboarding game. I was not a fan of this new engine, but despite this shortcoming, Project 8 is still fun. The premise of Project 8 is that you need to rank up to join the top 8 pro skateboarders. Like every Tony Hawk game, you run around doing missions. Similar to American Wasteland, all the levels are connected, but you'll notice a frame rate drop tremendously when you go from level to level. I wouldn't mind there being a loading screen if it meant we wouldn't have to deal with such a poor frame rate. This didn't make the game unplayable, but it was definitely noticeable and very annoying. I love Tony Hawk games and I hate saying bad things, so let's talk about more of the good stuff. The levels themselves are very well designed, and most of the missions are focused on skateboarding. I know, it's a crazy concept. They actually have skateboarding missions in a skateboarding game. There are a couple of missions where you have to intentionally injure yourself, and this is where the crappy engine shows its real colors, but other than that, I enjoyed all the missions. Every mission is broken up within difficulty, from amateur to pro to sick. This enables beginners to breeze through the game, while allowing veterans to get their money's worth as well, without having to manually adjust the difficulty as you go. I always went for the sick goals because I like to think of myself as a veteran, but I'm not that good, so some of the challenges I completed as sick, and some I completed as pro, and even some as amateur, don't judge me. This ability to mix and match difficulties per mission really helped with the flow of the game. In the tradition of introducing a new mechanic in a Tony Hawk game, in Project 8 there's Nail the Trick, where you have to go in slow motion and use both control sticks to flip the board in various directions. This looked groundbreaking in its trailers, but it got stale pretty quick. It's a shame because I love the idea. Instead of the bland create a trick mode, you basically just create your own trick on the fly, and that's what skateboarding's all about, right? Creativity. Unfortunately, the Nail the Trick mode was just not fun for me. Project 8 had the most missions in a Tony Hawk game, and it's by far the longest game in the series. This does not redefine the genre in any shape or form, but there's enough content to keep you occupied. The couple of hiccups within the new engine will keep away Tony Hawk purists from enjoying, and I can't necessarily blame them. If you can get around the fact that the engine does not always cooperate how you want, there is some good stuff in this one. As always, thanks for watching, boys and girls, and let me know your thoughts on Project 8. I played this on the 360, and I know that the PS2 and Xbox version was a bit different. If you played on those versions, let me know the differences you're seeing.